Hello, good morning, guys. Happy Thursday, everyone. It's September 5, 2019, here in the Philippines, and we are in another episode of our market insights. And we are going to, of course, review your favorite stocks, and at the same time, we'll, of course, study some new concepts for the newbies. What we're doing here every day at around 8:30 in the morning is we review the stocks of our favorite companies. We try to foresee the next possible move of its performance. We want to check if it's potentially going to go up or going to go down based on the previous performance, based on the candlestick patterns, and of course, using the indicators that we have. So that's what we do every day here. Thank you. So we now have some joiners. Please don't hesitate to say hi, drop a comment so we can also recognize you. And send us the names of your stocks. Okay. And while we wait for some more joiners, of course, hi, Benjamin. Good morning. I'd like to show you the website that I'm using for my charting. This is Investograms. It's actually a free website that most of us, a lot of traders, investors are using. And also, just a simple request, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We are Miss JD here. And as you see, all our videos are also uploaded in YouTube because I would always recommend to you know, study after the market closes. Try to go back to the video, listen or watch it again, and then see if our analysis today are accurate and apply it to your trades. And what's good about here is that you can adjust the playback speed. You can increase the speed so you can finish the video at a much faster time, and at least you also have some options on where you want to watch, where you can watch the uh, videos that we have. Okay. Hi, Davis. Good morning. Jan, hi. Okay. So thank you. You are, let's grant your request. You are our first client. Okay, we'll check. Um, Ali Abba LHC. Okay. Mary Faye, good morning. Okay, let's start and let's review Jen's request. Ali. Okay, so by the way, I am using the Bollinger Band and RSI as our main indicators, and I've already saved that on my screen on my Investograms. So let's go to, okay, let's talk about the index first. Okay. So in the index, so we were on a decline since July, and we managed to bounce. However, shortly after we crossed the MA20 line, the index retraced again. But I'm thinking this is just going to be a just a minor pullback, because I now see a doji, right? So even if it pulled back, it's now higher high. I mean higher low. So this is what I want to do. Okay, I'll just plot that here. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's the resistance and your support. But I have to move it a little bit right here. So that's the formation that uh, the index is doing right now. So we're actually near a support area. So potentially we are, hopefully this gets sustained and then gives us a new bounce for today. And, and finally cross the MA20 line once again. So why is it important that we have to also check the index? Because the PSEI, or the index, Philippine Stock Exchange Index, is like a basket. That's where the premier companies are listed, meaning the blue chip companies. The 30 blue chip companies in the Philippines are listed in the index. So potentially, if you see that, for instance, this day, it was a big red on this day, last September 3, then you would likely know that majority of the stocks listed in the index are also on a decline on that day because they comprise the index. So let's go to Ali. Okay, good. For Ali, we were correct. Yesterday, I said we are near the support area, and looks like it's just, stabilizing the support. It has not moved up yet, but we are we're at the support level. So meaning if you want to get in this stock, try to get in this area, right? Now, so when I plot like this, it doesn't mean that it's exactly 47.25, just within the area, okay? Now, yes. So we're expecting a bounce anytime soon for this stock. For those who have purchased this stock at a much higher price, just hang in there. It'll bounce anytime soon. And what about ABBA? ABBA, okay, so what happened was we had a doji. Remember, I kept on mentioning, normally when you see a doji, right, either at the support area or at the resistance area, that could potentially signify a possible reversal. Like what happened here. See this? This is a doji, and then it gave us a bounce. This one too gave us a bounce. Okay. Now what happened here? Of course, we were on a decline since this day to this day, August 27th. Now it just gave us a retracement. If you want to get in this stock, enter at 0.87 area because you are at the MA20 line. Your MA20 line can potentially be a bounce area for ABBA. So I'm thinking my assessment for ABBA, I am a little bullish for ABBA now because we are triggering the MA20 line. And hopefully we start at this level, or I'm thinking it can potentially start at the same level right now, 0.90 area, and then move up. If that's the performance, try to get in as near as you can at the MA20 line. Because, not all the time, most of the action, let's say most of the action happens on the upside, but I'm sure there's a time in the day where you can be given a chance near the MA20 line. Okay, that is if you can watch the market. Otherwise, you will just have to place your order, depending on where you're comfortable at. But my recommendation is near the MA20 line. All HC. All HC is okay. I'd like to create this box for all HC. Okay. So if this stock goes further down here, this can be your support and this can be your resistance. Now, I'm thinking maybe this is going to be a higher low now, but we're still on a decline for this stock. So we're still not safe. We're moving below the MA20 line, so just to be safe, enter near the support and then exit near the resistance. So this is really the official resistance of all HC. But just to be safe, you do range trading for now because you're moving at the downward direction. So we're betting it against the wave. I mean against the direction. So it's always safe to the best entry is when the stock is in an upward trend, but it doesn't mean when the stock is in a downward movement you cannot trade it anymore. So what you can do is create a box where you see a short-term support and resistance, and then enter at the support level. Of course, your floor is the support, and then your ceiling right above here will be your resistance. Now, set your rules. For instance, my rule is in this box, I will only get in when a price reaches this level or as near as I can, right? And then I take profit when the price reaches this level, which is the ceiling. And that will give me a possible profit of approximately 5%, right? So if you're okay with that, then you can do this. Okay, so wait till you reach this level. Now, how's everyone so far? Hi, Thomas. Good morning. Davis, let's add phen. AC, Meg, and BDO. This is for Mary Chris. Okay, SMPH and MPI for Thomas. Okay, good morning. Mary Faye, let's add PHA, PHA, tugs, FLI, Vita, X, and Apple. Okay. John, good morning. Thank you, madam. Good morning. PX for Ron. Okay. Okay, so let's continue. Phen. Let's take a look at phen. Okay. We have a good bounce for phen with a good volume. So I have a feeling we'll get some more green days for phen because of this good volume. So I suggest still always get near the MA20 line, but you know what? We're not very far from MA20 line. 2.21%. Just go halfway if you like for the entry price. From 2.80 to 2.84 would be fine. We're at the good level for phen. It's a bounce. But again, be extra careful because what happened yesterday was it gave us, so it started at 2.75, right? Rallied up and down. Most of the action happened on the upside. It even reached an 11% increase. But many of us, many of the traders, took profit and only ended halfway with a 3.78 increase. So I'm sure there are a lot of us, and these are mostly the newbies, they would purchase at a much higher price because of FOMO, fear of missing out. And probably to see the real picture here, this is what happened. You can use a much faster time frame, 5 or 15 minutes. Let's try the 15 minutes. See, in this level, and when they saw this, some of them purchased it at this level. So in a much faster time frame, you just use the same concept. This one, when it reached this level and you saw this red candlestick, this should have been your sign. You could have already exited. You've exited the trade because this is a sign of weakness, especially when it ended now within the higher Bollinger Band. So this area could be your profit-taking area. And every candlestick would mean 15 minutes. So technically, you were given 30 minutes to decide whether to continue, wait, or get out of the trade. So that's how you should play. If you really are interested in trading a stock that's really, really volatile for the day, make sure you set your time frame at a much faster setting. And that's for phen, but let us see if today we will still have another green candlestick. But my recommendation is get in near the MA20 line. Okay, get near the MA20 line. Let's check out AC. AC still triggering the lower Bollinger Band. But let's see. You're now within the support area. This area landed, the price landed in this area multiple times, and we are at that level right now. See if you are already okay to get in this area, because that's our support. And if you're in it as a trader, make sure you set your stop loss if our analysis is invalidated, so that you don't really have to wait a long time just to go break even again. As a trader, that's how we do it. We set our stop loss and execute them strictly. And let's continue. How's everyone so far? Okay, Virgo, let me add your request. But you see, I think I already talked about ABBA. I'll just remove that from the list. And this is for you, Virgo, GEO PIP APC. Okay. Good morning, Rose, Jasper, Now, DNL, and DMC. Ali, Rose, I already discussed Ali. That's our first stock, but I'll take a look at hlcm, GFC, and Meg is right next. Okay, Meg is next, and Double Dragon. Okay, let's go check out Meg. Meg. Okay, so this is a bearish candlestick. This is a shooting star because it is happening right at the resistance area, or yeah, at the top. So I'm thinking we might see some more red candlestick, another red candlestick today, but we are still very near our support area. This is the support that I'm seeing around that level. So if you want, just toggle near this area before you get in Meg. Now, if you are already in Meg, just hang in there because we are already near the support, and the condition is, of course, that support must be sustained. So we can say that, okay, indeed, we now have a good bounce. But for those people who have already entered at a way higher, at a much higher price, let's say at this level, my take is if your loss is already very, very far or very big, just wait there, don't sell. Okay, some people will recommend, okay, sell it because we don't really know when the stock is going to go up. That only applies when you are really near your entry price. Okay, so if you entered at 6 peso level and then price goes down, you should have already cut your losses around 3 or 5%. But when your loss is already around 15-20%, that's your hard earned money, man. So you don't cut your loss at that level because it once you sell your position, it's a money out of your pocket totally. But when it's a red port, your stock is red right now and it's already around 15-20%, just let it stay there. If you have extra money, buy some more at an area where you see a confirmed bounce. That way you can lower your average. Okay, makes sense? See the difference? Everything, um, some recommendations can be good for some people, but some will not. It will not apply to them, especially when you're talking to an investor. If the price goes down really, really low, they don't mind that. That's actually a good story for them when it price goes down because they want to buy some more. The recommendation that applies to everyone is make sure you know the stock you're getting into. You know the performance, okay? You know the plans of the stock. That way, when it dips dramatically, then you have nothing to worry. Okay. Next is BDO. BDO is stabilizing or creating a sideways movement. And I'd like to plot something like this. Okay. So this is where I enter around the 142 area. and then I can exit around this level here on 149 area, because it's making some sideways movement right now. Yep, that's for BDO. And of course, BDO is a very established company, one of the major banks here in the Philippines. And they also have a scheduled release for dividend. One thing good about these big players is that they give out dividends regularly. Most of them give out dividends on a quarterly basis. Right now we have September, previously June, July, August, September. See? Very systematic. Continuous uptrend in their performance in terms of revenue. And the next one is smph. smph, we are at a very cheap level now for smph. We're at the support. We're sitting at the support area right now, and look at the behavior of your RSI moving in an upward direction. So expect that anytime soon your smph will bounce. And this is the time where you add some more volume if you would like. MPI. For MPI, we have a good bounce at the MA20 line. So the nearer you are to the MA20 line, the better if you want to get in this stock. Because what I'm seeing is that we can potentially have another green candlestick for the day. And just remember that a stock can move up and down. So if you're not yet in MPI, wait till the market gives us a chance near the MA20 level. Okay, maybe around 4.91 if it doesn't really reach the 4.82 level. So within 4.82 to 4.91 would be a good entry price. But I'm thinking overall, this stock will continue to go up because we are now moving at the upper side of the middle band or your MA20 line. PHA. For PHA, we are sitting right at the MA20 line. Hopefully, this is just great. This is just currently creating a new support at this level. We're technically at the, okay, here's the setup right now. We are at the resistance, but most of the action is happening above the MA20 line and at the resistance area, trying to break that resistance right now. So we're still at a very, shall I say, 50-50, because sometimes this thing breaks down, but normally it goes up because of two things. We're moving above the MA20 level now, and most of the action is really happening above it. So I'm thinking if you can get in near MA20 and then just be extra careful when the price starts to move down, just cut your losses. Don't wait too long before you cut your losses. But if it goes up, then we're good. All right. Now let's take a look at how your weekly chart looks like. Yep, we're still in a very cheap level. It made a gap up, remember? For on this week, it did a gap up, and the concept is normally when it gaps up, the price visits that level again. So, and that's what's happening. Okay. Hopefully it doesn't go further up to here because it already visited halfway, right? So hopefully, and now we're a little higher than the previous week, correct? Yep. Hopefully this continues to go up. See, we're also near the oversold area, so that's good on a weekly chart. The next one is tugs. For tugs, okay, amazing. It really respects the MA20 line. So here, it overshoot a little higher than MA20 line, but that acted as a resistance. Your lower Bollinger Band here acted as a support and stabilized in this level. Respects MA20 line again, just traded within the range of MA20 line, making it more constricted. However, we got a breakdown in this area, triggering the lower Bollinger Band. And we're not yet done, but this one did a good engulfing, okay, on this day. Your resistance was your MA20 line, and today, I mean yesterday, it did a decline, a retracement. So I'm thinking it will go back to your support area before it goes up finally. Because look what happened before. We're just moving here. The lower limits, or the lower area of the RSI. But when you reach this level, we were already at the oversold. So super cheap level now. And true enough, we had a bounce the next day, but it will still stabilize around the support. We might have some sideways before it goes up again. So I'm thinking the market will still give us a chance around the 1.59 area. FLI. Hold on, let me go to the daily chart for this one. Okay. We're sitting for the daily chart. We're sitting right at the support at the MA20 line. So use that as your support. If it goes down, your lowest would be 1.59. But if it sustains the MA20, then that is already a good area. Okay. How's everyone so far? Okay, PIP for Lynette. Let me check if I have that. Oh, yeah, I have that. Now it's time to take a look at FLI. FLI. FLI will potentially go down today. So this acted as your resistance, and we ended the day with a bearish engulfing candle, so we might go down. And use this as your support, 1.54 area. If you're interested in this stock, 1.53, 1.54 area is the support that I see. So we might see another red candlestick today. For Vita will also have a possible red day today. Let us see if, okay, I want to plot two areas of focus for Vita. This, okay, and, okay, this one. Okay, two areas of focus. Because we're still moving below the MA20 level, so potentially we'll have some more red candlesticks. So if you are really conservative trader like me, I'd wait here because I'm thinking it might go further down, the 1.05 level. Next one is X. For X, I think we're starting to trigger the middle band, the MA20 line. Hopefully, if this starts above the MA20 level today, then you are good. But the condition is most of the action should happen on the upside. So if you really want to get in X, make sure you check the much faster time frame before you get in. Probably a 5 or 3 minute chart. Some would have multiple windows so they could really see the overall direction of a stock. So you set your 3 minute here, for example, 5, 15, and 30 minutes, for example. So you set up your indicators. That's how I would do it. Okay. So first, I'd take a look at the longer time frame. For example, I take a look at the day. So for the daily time frame, let's say most of the action. So we're now in the, you know, and near the MA20 line. So my condition is the price should start higher than MA20. Now, in the next few minutes, when the market opens, let us say it starts above the MA20 line. Okay, now then I'll work my way up. Check the 15-minute chart, check the 5-minute chart, and then check the 3-minute chart. At any time I see a signal now in the 3-minute chart, for example, I see that we're at a good level for entry, then that's when I enter. So it you will see a different pattern later on. Okay, for example here, 3-minute chart. So it's the same concept, but you're just using it at a much faster time frame. So let's say X. Is this X? X. Okay. So you're at this level. Go. Let's say it has to start much higher time frame, and then you take a look at here and see where you can enter. So it's up to you. Just try to tinker with it. The concept is look at the longer time frame first. Identify the overall direction of the stock before you go to the much faster time frame, because it will give you really a better conviction that if you enter at that level, you know that it is going up, because overall in a wider or in a longer time frame, the direction is really, after all, suggesting that we're bound to go up. So that's how I do it. Rose, I'm doing great. Thank you for doing this. I'm learning every day. Oh, awesome. Nice. You know, you're so lucky because in the US, it's already nighttime, right? And our market hours, of course, you're probably at home by that time. So you really have the luxury of time to observe, okay, the market by the minute. So that's really, really good. On the other hand, myself, I am more active in the international market. I trade the US stocks because I would go home really, really late in the evening here in the Philippines. Sometimes I'd reach home around 11, 12, or even 1 in the morning. So it's a reverse. Okay, let's continue. We just finished X, right? So let's take a look at Apple. Apple on a daily time frame. Okay, so we have a good bounce for Apple. So I'm thinking in the coming days we will see some more green candlesticks. But of course, the nearer you can get to the MA20 line, the better. That way you can get the best profit Okay, you can maximize the profit for all your trades. Or halfway between here to here is also fine. Around the 0.78 area, that's already a tolerable entry. But definitely, I'm thinking that potentially we might see some more green days for Apple. Okay, the next one is PX. For PX, yes, we're now moving above the MA20 line, so that's a good sign. So I'm thinking we might see some more green days for PX. We're bullish for PX now. However, overall, I consider this as just a sideways. No big jumps happening right now. So use this as your um, short-term support and resistance. Right? So three key areas here. Number one, you can get in near the MA20 line. Okay. That's your first entry price. Actually, if you can be strict, it's really your previous resistance can act as a support. So I have a feeling it might overshoot on the downside a little bit, right? But that's your MA20 line. Okay, let's just do this instead. This is way lower. Let's do that right here. So that could give us, if you do range trading, that will only give us a 6%. 6.77% possible reward, right? So support here, resistance here, if you want to do range trading. But I'm thinking, let's just cross our fingers. This stock starts at a much higher price and breaks out, okay? Breaks out of this rectangle, and then that would mean you can do breakout play. When it breaks out of that, your previous resistance will now be your support. Okay, so it might have something like this. So let's say today it gives us like this. Okay, breaks out. Then the next day it can potentially look like this. Then revisits the area, then moves moves up. That's normally how it is. Like this one, it goes up, retraces for a little, it retraces before it goes up again. So maybe that's how it will look. And next one, GEO. GEO might give us a chance right at the MA20 line. So I'm thinking this will give us another red candlestick. If it's not a red candlestick, I have a feeling that potentially within the day, the price will reach this level and fetch you before it can go up. All right. So that's the key price to observe. Key area to observe. There you go. 0.21. The next one is PIP. If you want to get in PIP, I recommend this area, your previous resistance, 1.92. because I'm thinking it might, hopefully, for those people who are already in PIP, hopefully this gives us some more green candlesticks because it has already triggered the upper band with very good volume, right? So hopefully, we're just hoping that more green candlesticks for PIP. But if the price gives us a chance near 1.92, good. Because I'm seeing that now we have this will be your next possible resistance. I mean, previous resistance will now be your next support. It can be today or it can be in the coming days. If today this gives us some more green moves, then time will come, it will go back. Just observe. APC. For APC, it is currently retracing. So to see what the price action is around this area. Okay, so previous resistance bounced, created a support. Let's see if it revisits that price. But I'm thinking it might give us another red candlestick today. Now, for now, same story. There was a gap up, and true enough, it visited that. So let's see if we have a brand new support right at this level, but nah, I don't think so. Because we're still at the, see this, we're still at the overbought area. So this is not the area where you should be buying. I'm thinking, yeah, just to be safe, wait for it at the 2.60 area. Because I'm thinking this will still give us some more red candlesticks. 2.56 level is the area I'd watch out for. Or 2.63 level. All right. My husband is trying to teach me this, but when he explained to me, it's so confusing. Magno-nosebleed ako. Yep. Some of my friends, I'm trying my best to influence my friends, but some of them really are, having a difficult time trying to absorb this. But I said, it takes time. When you are finally, if your mind is really willing to learn it, perfect timing comes, everything will fall into place. Because if the timing is not yet there, even if you're studying it so hard, the terms are just flying out of your mind. So I think you have reached the time where it is really perfect, and maybe, yeah, you know, this session is really helpful because someone can we give guidance to one another, right? Because as for me, by profession, I'm really a trainer, so I try my best to simplify things, present things in layman's terms so that things will make sense. A technical term can be easily understood. So let me know if my presentation skill is just fine or I still need to improve on that. And I hope that the preferred language that I have here is just fine for everyone. And because I know someday, our kids, they're more comfortable in speaking this language than the Filipino language, and that's a fact. And who knows, someday our kids, especially my kid, she might be interested in venturing in the stock market. So it will be easy for her because for some reason she doesn't speak Tagalog. She only likes to speak in the English language. So this is really for her. My long term projection is she will have an easy access to all these things at the language she prefers. Okay. Mary Faye said, "Thanks, ma'am, JD. It helps a lot for me to review my stocks. Glad to be of help." Let's let's add FNI for you. FNI. And we're now down to DNL. For DNL, trying to stabilize in this level, creating a support in this area. So we are still at a cheap level for DNL on a daily chart because even here. So no, but I will not plot the support there because we have more hits in this area. So that's the support. But overall, this is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm seeing. Upward movement for RSI. Okay, so hopefully this triggers the MA20 line, and then it gives us a an upward movement. Okay, so we're actually near that. We're near the reversal for DNL. DMC. DMC, same story, but might give us it might revisit the 8.80 area before it goes up. But always take note, guys. Once our analysis gets invalidated, let's say it breaks down, make sure you cut your losses right away. Don't wait for it to go 10% down. 3 to 5% is the range that most professionals would really suggest as a tolerable loss. Okay, for you to do that, make sure you enter at the support area. Okay, because your 3 to 5% is easily, you will be easily kicked out of the trade if you enter at the wrong price. Because if you enter at the resistance area, definitely a resistance, you are bound to go down. So 3 to 5%, expect that to really happen. You will lose 3 to 5% right away. But if you enter at the support level and you set a 3 to 5% stop loss range here, let's say around this level, okay, because you know that's already a support. So what are the chances of it being hit within the day? Not really, right? Because you know that you're already entering it at a support area. Okay, so that's the big difference. HLCM. We're moving above the MA20 line. Get in near the 14.47 area if you like. But I'm seeing that we have some slight retracements here, but overall the direction is moving up. But I'm thinking we won't expect any massive movements for now because of this. When it moved up, your RSI moved down. Okay. So it was moving up, right? So it retraced. Yeah, but the concept is there, right? It's moving up, but your RSI is moving down, so it retraced. But if you want to get in, I'm seeing a support at this level, a support in this area. Okay, so if you want to get in, wait for the price to revisit 14.48 area, enter there. JFC. For JFC is resisting the MA20 line. So I'm thinking it might go back to this level again. Okay. 224 area would be your next support. So another red candlestick for JFC potentially, but not really big dip though. It's just minor dip. Double dragon. Double dragon. We are now bouncing. I'm thinking we might have another green engulfing candlestick today because we're already at the oversold area, and yesterday we had a good bounce. So hopefully this gets sustained and more green candlesticks for a double dragon. This is a good entry price around this level, 20 to 21 level. Okay. And for FNI, okay, thank you, Marife. Just fine, easy to understand. Yay, thank you. And the FNI is for red. Sorry. FNI, we're at the resistance area for FNI. So we might see some retracements. And the next area to revisit would be 1.63. So how do you plot your support and resistance? You'd right away know because these are the points that are obvious stops at the upside and at the downside. Okay. Yep. So 1.63 levels to actually here. 1.67. Yep. Because I see that here. So actually, how do you scan the next support and resistance? You need to expand your outlook. Look at the performance before you do back testing. And I also, to check the possible areas of bounce here, what I would do is I'll use a Fibonacci retracement, go to the lowest point, and go to the highest point. Okay, so the way I plotted, we're near, but of course that would represent, so let's just follow this line for, okay, see that, and slightly lower. Okay, so these are your key areas, possible bounce. If this line gets broken, then the next possible bounce would be this one. And if this line gets broken and price goes further down, it might retrace over here or it might retrace over here. So those are your key areas of possible bounce. But if it goes lower than that, there, it might really give us some more red candlesticks. So, but this is really going to give us a possible red day today. All right, market is finally open. Mara Sigan Manix. Let's check. I was able to discuss ABA, MPI. Let's check out SSI and pcor. I already discussed PHA. So SSI and pcor for you. SSI. Loading. Okay, there. SSI. Okay, so this is the resistance, right? But sometimes it crosses above the MA20 line, then we can say we now have a bounce. So observe in the next 30 minutes, now that the market is open, observe what happens within. Doggy, shh, don't eat that. Yeah, what are you eating? Don't eat that. Okay, so looking at the price action now, SSI is bound to go down. Looks like if this is the movement for most of the time this day, so it might revisit your support, which is 2.69 level. So just observe. Most of the action happens below the MA20 line. Okay. Let's check if we have any other requests. pcor, yeah. pcor. For pcor, the tool loading slowly because I think a lot of people are already using this tool because the market is now open. So probably that's the reason why. And in the meantime, uh, pcor will be the last for the day, and we're going to end our session because the market is now open. Now we have reached the support at 5.02. So I'm just hoping, because your RSI is already moving up, see that, giving us an upward direction here, and gives us a good bounce. So I'm thinking we will have some more green days finally for pcor after a long time. See that massive downward movement? I think it all started when they were no longer included in the index. So the sentiment of the market is really bearish for this stock. So they sold their positions. But overall, here we have an upward movement for RSI while it's stabilized at this level. So I'm thinking more green candlesticks for pcor in the coming days. Okay, and that is it for now. Don't forget, guys, to share our video and subscribe to our channel. We are Miss JD, okay? Miss JD in YouTube. So let me share one of the videos so you can also subscribe to us. Please subscribe to our channel. Okay, there you go. Okay, so in the meantime, thank you guys. Have a great Thursday ahead, and you always take care. Bye-bye for now.